Bollocks, I forgot to mute the mic. Shit. Damn it, not professional streamer. Yep. No sugar in my coffee, Mr. K. Thank you for joining as always, sir. The selection of biscuits today, Mr. Coover, are going to be some Time Out wafers, which are not necessarily biscuit. I'm going to go for some jammy dodgers. Oh no, I'm getting roasted. I'm sorry. I'm getting roasted. Mr. Alex Hilton is here. We're not going to talk about red meat, because we don't fancy it at the moment. Bloody hell. That's my bad. Not a professional streamer. I did everything right except for unmuting myself. Whoops. Oh well. Miss Ellie's in the house. We probably won't be talking about Spurs today because I'm fed up with Spurs. I'm totally and utterly fed up with them. Especially spending 3 hours with that lovely man, Sean boy. Shawnee boy last night. I don't want to talk about Tottenham anymore. And spending all morning with the lads at Tottenham Tantrum Gold. I'm done. I'm totally done with talking about Tottenham. So we're just going to talk about coffee this afternoon. We've got some things to talk about. Takes one to know one, Alexander Hilton. Takes one to know one. I've got my eye on you. You're the snake in the grass, sir. Yeah. Won't shut up. Probably won't stop shutting up as well. Lovely to see you, Mr. Chris Agumba. Lovely to see you as always. If you're going to choose between the Time Out or the Jammy Dodgers, what would you go for with your coffee? I think in Time Out. Gamarish is linked again. That's not happening. That is not happening. If we're opening a pub, it'll probably be in somewhere in the south of England, so I can get away from London, because I hate being in London now. I'm fed up of it. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the city life. Cornwall, Devon, Dorset, or Somerset. Not yet, Alex. We're all warming up to your game. We're warming up to your game. I would hide that red t-shirt under your white one. That's what I'm saying. So, we're going to have a coffee, I think. Today we're going to try my 105E. This is a brand new batch of 105E. So hopefully it's good. I only roasted it 2 days ago, from what I can, like 3 days ago. So we're going to try it to see what the flavours are talking in the cup. It will still not be there yet. My scale's going to turn on. Yes, it is. So 105E is my house blend. It's made up of a Vicendo Liquidado, which is from Brazil. It's a natural process. And this current one has lovely flavours of apple and chocolate with a hint of raisins. This is your perfect breakfast coffee in the morning, because everyone loves a croissant. And what's the best flavours? Chocolate, raisins and apples. It's like a strudel. $18 grams of coffee in the portafilter as always. this coffee is really fresh because it's still got its oil in. So we're going to have to make the grinder slightly coarser. Basically, from what I can see, Carl, is that if we are going for Gamaresh, it's to pretend we're being ambitious. It's to pretend, and it's to pretend we're going for a top player, and we don't actually think we're going to get him.
So, you need a website.
No, we don't need a website. We've already got one. So, yeah, in my opinion, Gamaresh is not happening. All things considered. Because in my opinion, they're nearly men. They don't want to sign anyone. Just an FYI, this coffee is well too fresh to be used as an espresso. As you can see, those bubbles. Those are still got bubbles of carbon dioxide that are still in the coffee beans. But I've only got fresh coffee at the moment, so I have to use it. But it should still taste pretty good. Oh, you can't see it, the sun and shit. Not bad. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Yep. Yep, that's good. Yep, hint of raisins. It's lovely. It's really lovely with the milk as well, which is what we're having. Mr. The Truth Sets You Free, thank you for joining as always, sir. It's lovely to see you. Hi, Russ. Hope you're doing well as well, my friend. Hopefully you're doing well. I am sort of the coffee man. That's my surname, and everyone calls me Coffee in my friendship circle for the most part. So, yeah, feel free. Feel free to call me that. Yep, all pubs are shutting down like flies. It's really upsetting. It's happening up here as well. Yeah, that was a late shot. I had to dip out because that was getting well too long. Well too long, Shawnee boy. Brilliant show though. I couldn't believe Alex came on it. I did not expect that. I did not expect that at all, but it was great. It was great fun. Tried to keep it cordial as well for once, but as soon as I left, all hell broke loose. Kaufman is the voice of reason confirmed. Kaufman for President 2024. Yeah. Interesting. It is still too fresh. But it's got that flavour that I want. It's great for a morning coffee. Let's try it. With my favourite Cadbury bar, / biscuit / wafer. Timeouts are a class on their own, in my opinion. So yeah, I am the peacemaker, Carl. I've been saying it for months. No one's believed me. That was delicious, by the way. The time out and the coffee. No problem, Truthy. You're always welcome here to decompress, my friend. Get some of that God's medicine down here as well if you want it. It's what you need. That was funny yesterday, though, wasn't it? When Alex said we should sell Harry Kane, and then I hid from the. I was going to hide from the fire because I saw Sean's face go like. He went as like a red rag to a ball. Oh, that was fantastic. Shawnee boy. That is. It's that full-blown attack mode from Shawnee boy. That was so funny. I was like, I had to get out after that. It was nope. Yeah, it's a shame. I think he has actually answered the question though, Mark, so he has answered the question for it. I think he did actually say Wilma, possibly. Coover would be able to remember what he said. It was, hopefully Sean is on our side of being on Wilma Flintstone. Wilma Flintstone is not Betty Rubble. Betty Rubble confirmed is the best. Number one. Who's the source from, Alex? Is it from Romano or is it from... Not that I want to talk about transfers because I'm fed up. I don't want to talk about transfers. I hate transfers. Ornstein. Interesting. Oh no. Ornstein's one of the best there is, so maybe that's a thing. I don't think Kuliveski is the player we need. He's a good player. That's for sure. We need a midfielder. Mr. Nicholas, nice to meet you, sir. Thank you for coming by the channel for the first time, I think. Unless my memory is just horrific. Welcome to the channel. Get yourself comfy and enjoy the channel while we're here. We're going to try and relax here. Thank you for liking my beard, sir. I grew it myself. Keep yourself comfortable here. We need to do the... Yep, that is exactly where I'm at the moment, Carl. That is exactly where I'm at. Well, there's no pesticides on my beard, if that's what you mean. But it is clean. But Carl, you are exactly right. I will not talk about transfers until after Monday night, because at the moment everything's speculation until they're holding up the shirt. That's the way it's got to be at the moment. I've got to sort of chop it down, Mark. It's about to start coming ginger. And that's my problem. As soon as it goes all Eastern European, it goes... As soon as it gets to a certain thing, only ginger. So I've got to keep it brown for now, because I prefer the brown to the red. Students were very good last night. Carl. It was good for me, and it's good for them as well, because I think they both were very young. The younger one was 17, and the other one was, I think, 19. Sorry, 19. Either 20 or very young. Both of them. Both of them are students, like actual students as well as being my students. And when you're coming into this industry for the first time, it's very overly micromanaged by older Italians or what is it, whoever's in control of my company, because they're all older Italians, so I can say that. So the Italians are very, with the way they do coffee, which is fine for the most part. But they've got to relax. The idea, the way I want them to be relaxed. I want them to have fun. A good barista is someone with a smile on their face that enjoys their job and makes you a decent coffee. If they're stressed, they could be the best teachers in the world. They could be the best, they could have the best coffee makers in the world, but if they're stressed, they're not making a good coffee. So, my plan is to get them to believe in themselves. Self-belief is incredibly important in any industry. You could be the best, but if you don't believe in yourself, you're just going to sabotage yourself. So I mostly gave them some pointers on how to do coffee in a way I want it to go. We talked about how to froth milk, this has gone weird, milk properly. Very gently, add in the vortex, make sure it gets hot, but not too hot. As soon as the jug is hot, take it off the steam. You don't want the milk to be too hot. If the milk goes above 60 degrees centigrade, you kill all the calcium in your milk, and you kill all the other, all the things that are good in the milk, the minerals, everything inside it, you kill it. So 60 degrees centigrade is where you want your milk to be. With the coffee, you just need to do one thing. Keep the machine clean. Make sure you've got enough coffee. Make sure you tamp it properly. Make sure you don't hurt yourself. One thing baristas do, I can explain it if we're here. I'll do it without, actually I can do it. When you're tamping, a lot of people, they will tamp like this. If you can see, they will tamp like this. So they won't tamp properly. Instead of tamping with a right angle on your arm, one of the worst things to have as a barista later in your career is RSI. RSI, repetitive strain injury, is not fun at all. So, when you're making coffee, you've got to protect your body parts, because if you're tamping and tamping and tamping hundreds of cups of coffee a day, you will ruin your body for the rest of your life. So preserve your body, keep positive, keep calm, do it properly, but always protect yourself. Always, otherwise it'll be miserable later in your life. When you're trying to do something, your arm always hurts. You don't want it. So always do it. Yeah, like carpal tunnel. Self-sabotage is a thing. Whenever you're around Carl, I'd love to see you, it'd be brilliant. It's the worst thing to say. That's the problem, Kay. You are much more the beard man than I am. Yeah. But you would get it here, and you use this muscle a lot in life, carrying shopping, opening the door. You don't want to strain this muscle. That is bloody painful. I know that from experience, that's painful. So take care of your body. I want
Looking for royalty-free music? Discover at the
No. So, yeah, you want to protect your body. But also, if you don't enjoy your job because everyone's treating you like shit, you're not going to do a good job. Period. Full stop. So I want them to enjoy their job. By doing their job well and also enjoying it, it'll be brilliant. So that's basically it. It was a nice chill session, 2-hour session, really getting the nuances of doing things properly, but don't rush it. Even if you're busy, do not rush. Do it properly. Do it calmly, do it carefully. If someone's hurrying you, don't rush. It's their fault that they're in a rush. It's not your fault that you're in a rush. They're in a rush. So just keep calm. Good afternoon, Derek. Lovely to see you, sir. Yep, don't use your phone too much. You become reliant on it. Also, neck muscles, by always looking down. Protect those. These muscles in your head, in your neck. Bloody important muscle. It holds the most important part of your body. Protect those muscles. You're protecting your body, Carl. I believe you, sir. I always believe you, sir. I mean, I won't say no to Rick Astley coming to Tottenham. I love Rick Astley. I think he's brilliant. Rick Astley is an underrated artist, in my opinion. Yep. Down under feels good. Good stuff, Mr. K. Good stuff. Bloody hell, Cooper. Bloody hell. That's brilliant. Oh no, the sun's coming out again. We're going to have to go into full... Oh no, the heavens are opening so that we can go... Oh, yeah, there we go. I look a bit bright, but oh well. Unless we move this thing of coffee. We'll go to the roasting angle for now. Yeah, I like this view as well. Is that we need to figure out how to get this angle, but without using my computer soon, because I'd like to do some roasting on camera, but I don't want my laptop to be near my roaster. Firstly, because I don't want people to see my I don't want people to see my roasting profiles. I know that sounds really, really... But I don't want people seeing my profiles yet. In before cases, I'd love to see their profiles. Well, hey. Stop it, Mr. K. Stop it. I know you. I know Kuba's going to do it. Everyone roast me, Nicholas. Everyone roast me anyway. Oh well. But it's all in good fun. Everyone here is great. Yep, time to chill. Yep, Sean's stream was 5 hours. Sean's stream was 5 hours. That was a long time. Had to get off. I would say, Alex... You don't need to promote other channels on this. We're all following Tottenham on tour. You don't need to promote them. We know they're live. Otherwise, people will just leave the stream and go and watch Tottenham on tour. So it's not totally classy. So happily, please don't promote other channels unless they ask. Unless they're part of the. If they're going to be promoted, let me promote them rather than promoting them yourself. It's not a lot to ask, but. Oh, fire away, Lazy 8. Fire away, sir. There aren't any carpets in here. No carpets. He's going to change his account again. Yeah, Tottenham Tantrum Gold is a brilliant, brilliant show, Anthony. It was lovely to see you there. It's a brilliant show. We had a bit of a hiccup this morning with someone, but it was a great show. But Tottenham Tantrum Gold every morning at 11:30 is a brilliant place. We had some great guests, as always, in Brian Daigle and Mr. K. Mr. K was brilliant as always. Absolutely phenomenal speaker. I could just listen to that man all day. And his wonderful beard. Speaking of which, he's changed his account. There's no tips for the beard, Mr. K. It's just keep it clean and brush it. Yep, you used a French press for years, but the wife had switched to a Chemex pot. Yeah, okay. I love Chemex. I wish I need to get one for this shop. I've got one at home. Told by if it doesn't remove the number of bad elements from the brew. Not exactly true. We can do a French press to get them. So, with French press, the majority of methods for French press are wrong. I'll show you that right. We'll do it right now. Let's do it. We'll do it. Let's go. This is the French press I use. It's a bit mucky, but it's all right. The recipe for French press is the same as any other filter coffee. It's the same as any other filter coffee. 30 grams of coffee per half litre of water. 30 grams of coffee per half litre of water. You can use any coffee for this. I am going to use my natural anaerobic, which is called Balabusta, from the area of Manteguera. Oh, I wish there was smell-o-vision. So we're doing a half litre brew this time. So we're going 30 grams of coffee. Advert, stop! More adverts than usual, bloody hell. Yeah, so. French press, the French press method I do is a longer extraction method. So what that means is, if you've got a longer extraction, you're going to need less temperature of water. So my recipe is 90 degrees of water. We don't want it to be too hot because that hot water is going to be sitting there a while and it's going to be... I like to brew for 8 minutes. It's a long brew. It's a really long brew with French press. And the idea, with my idea of French press, which is what I got from the legendary James Hoffmann, is we don't want any silt at the bottom of the cup. We do not want any silt. Don't want any bitterness. So we're going to do it in this way. As soon as the water's heated up, I'll show you. Definitely get ready, right? Get your pen and paper ready. Get your pen and paper ready. Yep. We'll see Nifa when we see her. There's no rush. So 30 grams of coffee, Mr. Lazy 8. 500 grams of water. 90 degrees of water. Those are the variables. Now we're going to have to put those variables together to make your brew. Let's see if we can get a... Take the plunger out. Can we see that on the stream? We want a total close-up. Good enough for me. Mr. K's off the chain today. Because this is a long brew, we need a much coarser grind. We need a much coarser grind for a French press, and also because we're doing a longer dose, we're doing a... So on my EK43, I'm doing setting number 10, which is very coarse. Coffee goes in. Level in it. We're going to start the brew. We're going to pour all the water we need. I want you to make sure you cover all that coffee. Spin round the Frenchie if you have to. Oi oi. All that coffee's covered now. Now we pour 500 grams of water. So 500 grams of water. Let that sit for 2 minutes. Yeah, a jug can work. Anything you need. You don't have to use all this equipment. All you've got to do is follow the way we're putting it together. The time The kettle is not so much important here because we're doing all the water at once. Unlike, let's say, a V60 or a Chemex or... All that's important here is at 2 minutes we do something in the cupping world, which is we get a spoon or a couple of spoons. This is what's really important about the French press. You can see there's a crust forming on the top of the coffee. That's where all of your stuff is. On 3 minutes, we're going to remove that crust because that's where all your bitterness is going to be. So on 3 minutes, we remove all the crust. And we're going to just remove it, just in general. We're going to remove it because that crust is the bitterness. If you plunge that to the bottom of your French press, your coffee is going to be astringent, it's going to be bitter, it's not going to be pleasant at all. So this is the important part of the French press. On 3 minutes, we break and start to remove the crust. Very gentle though when you're breaking the crust. Do not want to we don't want that coffee at the bottom of the French press. So break your crust. Yeah, that's the crust. On 5 minutes, we are going to remove the crust fully. We're using our 2 spoons. Yeah, this is the method that James Hoffman taught me on YouTube. James Hoffman's a brilliant YouTube channel. This is where I got the method from, and he absolutely hit the nail on the head. Longer time to brew. Remove the crust. The crust is all your business. It's a really long brew this, which is, a lot of people don't want to do this method because it takes too long and they want to drink their bloody coffee. But if you want to do it properly, this is the way you do it.
Looking for royalty free music? Discover Epidemic Center. Get the safest.
Goodbye. Oh no. We do not want to hear my voice. Absolutely not. So, 5 minutes. Remove the crust with the spoons. Done. Super easy. That's your crust gone. So you can put your spoon. Now we can put the plunger on. Make sure the thing is at the front. And let it sit for another 3 minutes. Yes, 30 grams to half litre of water. That is standard. So 15 grams for 250, 30 for 500, 45 to 750, and 60 grams per 1 litre. That's the standard measurement. We go up. Yeah. That is the standard measurement. One more minute to go. We're not talking about pizza, Mr. K. I'd like to keep it to coffee if it's relatively possible. It would be nice. Now, when we're pressing the coffee, do it very gently. You do not want bitterness. So we're going to do it very gently. And we're not going to go all the way down either. We're using the plunger, the press, as a filter. So just above, and then that's ready to go. And then you can pour. Perfect. And notice that it's not black, it's properly brewed coffee. It's not black, it's not burnt, it's not bitter. It's a nice colour. This is what we want for our coffee. We want it to be properly extracted, and we don't want over extraction in our cup. Yes, that's the way, Mr. K. That is what we do. We remove the bitter crust so it doesn't push the sludge down. That sludge is what's going to give us bitterness, astringency, and all the nasty things we do not want. I'm going to let it cool down for a second, because French press, when it gets cooler, nope, don't push it all the way down, Lazy 8. If you push it down, what you're doing is you're disturbing the coffee that's at the bottom of the press, which again, bitterness. So just use the press as a filter, which is what it is. It's a filter. Yeah, don't do that. That's what's causing your bitterness. Don't do that. Just press it slightly above and just use it as the filter. It's absolutely lovely. The term French press is actually the wrong, because you're not pressing anything. It's just like if you've got a pre-brewed tea bag and you press it against the side of the cup, you're over-extracting the tea and you're pushing all the horrible bitter things out of it. We don't want bitter. Bitter's disgusting. It's over-extraction is what it is, Kauffie. The silt is just over-extraction itself. You're overly extracting, which turns it to make it burn and bitter. So that the hotter the extraction, the more black and more bitter it's going to be. So I don't want bitter. I hate bitter. So 3 minutes, break the crust. 5 minutes, remove the crust. 8 minutes, drink. Very easy, very simple. Yeah. Yeah. Might want to go slightly hotter with this coffee, depending on the coffee. If you've got a more flavoursome coffee, go with a lower temperature. If you've got a more generic coffee, maybe go with 92 to get a bit more out of it. Absolutely. Any coffee questions, ask them. It's what I like to do. Because it's what I'm here to do. And that's superb. It's not bitter at all. French press is usually bitter, astringent, sour even in some parts. Mucky, muddy. Not this. It's clean. There's no silt. Perfect. Neither sugar is better. Coffee doesn't need sugar. Coffee is 98% water. If you put one thing of sugar in, you've got more sugar content than coffee content. No sugar. You can, it's whatever the customer wants. I always prefer brown sugar when I'm cooking, because it's, again, it's not going through millions of processors, which means it's better for you, but it's still not good for you. Basically, yeah, Mr. K.
See that plus? It doesn't matter for anything. Or doesn't it?
But that's why you've been adding sugar to coffee, because people have not been making coffee right for years. And to cover their coffee, bad coffee, they put sugar and honey, and that's the worst thing. A lot of people are now starting to put honey in their coffee. And then firstly, they're not putting good quality honey in. They're buying honey from like companies like Rouse who use like fake honey. And they're doing that to cover the taste of the coffee. It only tastes like honey. So I would prefer sugar than honey. At least sugar, it's going to complement the flavour of the coffee depending on the coffee. Honey just takes over everything. So my uncle always prefers white sugar because it's got less of a flavour to it. So you're more accentuating the sweetness. But I just don't want either. Always welcome, Mr. K. Always welcome here. Man, that's good. It's so clean. It's so clean. I'm only going to drink a bit more of that. Yeah, honey and coffee, damn millennials. Support your local beekeepers instead of buying from Rouse and big companies. If it says on the back of the honey pot, made up of non-EU honeys, do not buy it. You're drinking fake, you're drinking plastic. You're not drinking honey. Please buy from your local beekeeper. There are hundreds of them about. They're all lovely people. Buy from your local beekeeper. And you're drinking, if it's from the local area as well, you're drinking your area in a way. Because the bees go around your local area and they sample the local plants in your area. So there are some things about coffee that are medicinal, depending on the country. Because the soil will have great properties like calcium and minerals and magnesium and all these different minerals are in the ground around where the coffee is, the natural vitamins and minerals. It's also a natural, it gets your brain going in terms of, it allows your brain to contract and to charge your blood through your brain without forcing it. It does it. But obviously don't overdrink coffee. Yeah, Vietnam produces the second most coffee in the world now, but they mostly produce Robusta, which is what all the big coffee chains want, because it makes your cup rounder, because it's more bitter, it's stronger, it's easier to grow, it's cheaper to grow. So they need it to balance out most coffee shops in, let's say, Italy, depending on the part of Italy. In the north of Italy, your coffee will be made up of 70% Arabica and 30% Robusta. In Napoli, you will have 50% Arabica and 50% Robusta. So that's why Vietnam is so heavy. So the top producers are Brazil, Vietnam, Colombia, and another one of the South American countries. Ethiopia is pretty high on the list as well. But with Kenya, to get Kenyan coffee, you've got to go for a third party, which is wrong in a way, because it means it's stopping farmers from selling directly to coffee shops or coffee roasteries. You have to go for a third party. So in that situation, the third party buys the coffee for very cheap and then sells it for maximum profit. So the coffee, when you're buying Kenyan coffee, which is one of the best on the planet, because it's like this lovely sparkling flavour to it, the third parties they're making all the money, which means firstly, if I want to buy Kenyan coffee, I'm basically screwed unless I know a guy that's a third party that's selling Kenyan coffee. So it's deeply upsetting. But I'd like to get some Kenyan coffee. So yeah, that's the reason why Kenya is only 16th, because of the archaic rules of the country. You can't. If let's say Ozone Coffee in Charlotte Street wants to buy Kenyan coffee, even they can't buy direct from the farm. Even Origin, even Starbucks, they can't buy directly from Kenya. They've got to go through the third party, which is the best thing about this industry. Is once I come up with a relationship with the coffee, I can buy directly from the farm, and the farm will send it directly to me, and I'll get my own personalised bags. They will have a certain amount of lot, which is only for me, and then they'll sort us out. But they don't have that in Kenya. You have to always go for a third party, which is archaic, and it ruins, it's destroying the producers. So yeah, that's why Vietnam is number 2, because they just sell. Absolutely not, Cuba. I'm not ruining a £2,500 grinder. Absolutely not. Can't drink any more of that coffee, otherwise I will be buzzing. In a way they're a cartel, but they're mostly government officials in a way, to stop people buying all the product. But it's a corrupt thing. It's a really corrupt thing that needs to stop. He needs to let people buy directly from the farmers. Firstly, for fair trade practices, so the farmers need to make more money, the most money out of this, not a third party. So in a way they're like a cartel, but they're not a cartel. But it's just like, it's archaic rules of politicians and business people. If it's Daniel Levy, he's going directly in the bin, not going in my grinder. The grinder's too good for him, Kuva. Oh, no, wrong one. Yeah, you don't. You don't want to put grease in your grinder. Absolutely not. Why ruin a perfectly good coffee grinder with that rubbish? My grinder has done nothing wrong. It's been nothing but a friend to me. Why would I ruin it? So no, it does need a clean though. No, we're not back in the Ulay conversation, Kuva. I might have to put you on the horny step, sir. Not the naughty step, the horny step. It's in the corner. Think about what you did. There's been a lot of adverts on this YouTube video today. That's bizarre. Do you want an electric grinder or a hand grinder, Lazy 8? I always recommend, if you're doing stuff like filter coffee, the Japanese filter coffee grinders like from Hario are very good. If you want something a bit more expensive, I would go for a Comandante, the hand grinder. Let's see if I can link Commandante. That's what I say for hand grinders. There's a couple of really good ones that are really too expensive. I always recommend Hario grinders as well. Hario are very, very good. So I'm going to link Hario as well, because they've got a big collection of I always like Hario for because it's solid. Oh, it's a good way. Piss off the kid as much as possible. New subscriber. I still don't know if that's Mr. K or not. I think every new thing I've never noticed before is Mr. K. You've got to have a roasting oven. You can't roast it under the grill, unfortunately. You can't. You don't have the variables. But for grinders, I always recommend Hario if you're just doing filter coffee. Obviously, you can go with more expensive brands such as Malconic or Fiorenzate or Mazza. Yeah, never skimp when it comes to a coffee grinder, okay, Lazy 8? The coffee grinder is the most important part of the coffee process, other than coffee itself, of course. You must have a good grind. The grind is the most important thing. So yeah, don't skimp on a grinder. Cheap grinders will last 5 minutes, they'll use crap blades, and they won't be good. So always get quality grinders. Go Guma, let's go. Lovely to see you here, Gaguma. Hopefully you're having a lovely evening. Mr. K is trolling me. He's been trolling me all day. I'm gonna have to. It's lovely to see you, Gaguma. Sit down, relax. Hello, Nifa. How are you? I I think we can go back to our original place now. The sun has passed. It's the UK, the sun only shines for 5 minutes. Brilliant. Here's another option for you, Lazy 8. I've got one. I've not really tried it out too much. I do have one though. And I always recommend that's the US site. I need a .co.uk. Oh, I can just send you the thing and you can find it. The fellow Ode grinder is very, very decent for filter coffee. It's really decent, it's really small, it's got lots of great settings. It's not good for espresso and mocha, but if you're doing with filter coffee, it's absolutely perfect. Mr. K saying hello to Gaguma on all his accounts. Bloody hell, Mr. K, you're off the chain today, son. Yeah, fellow stuff is the best. Fellow is the best. They, for example, this kettle. The Stag by Fellow is the best kettle you can get on the market. By far, no questions asked. It is the best. Most of Fellow's products are amazing. With the Ode grinder, you don't necessarily need a scale. Because what you've got, you can't really see it. Is inside the see if you can see it. It's got little dots on the side. You can see them here. Like little dots. So it goes 20 grams, 40 grams, and all the way up. So you don't necessarily need a scale. It's got a guide, but again, Harrio's the best for for scales. Unfortunately, you can't. You could buy everything from one place, which is just Harrio, which is the easiest. It doesn't have a scale, but it's got indicators, and you can grind from. If you look at the under the lid, it's got all the grind things, so you can really dial in what you want. So it's really handy, the Fellow one. I prefer sort of the Fellow is really good. Everything has its own so the Ode is going to be more for American style, like Chemex and all that, the American style filter coffee. Like Harrio is always going to be good for Japanese V60 because that's what they're designed for. Because that's what Harrio do best.
Sometimes
No, it doesn't. No more adverts. You just need to believe in yourself. You need to believe in yourself, Kaguma. You can do it. You just need to follow the rules and regulations. Follow brewing methods. Follow the amount of coffee to the amount of water, the temperature. It's really like, just believe in yourself. That's all that matters. You can do it, Kaguma. I believe in you. Everyone else believes in you. You can do it. The fallow stuff is great. If you're using, if you've got a Chemex, you have to use a stag. You have to use the fallow stag kettle. It's the only one that's good for it. It's the best one. You need to control where that water goes. Otherwise, you're just dumping water in and just, yeah. No such thing as magic coffee hands, it's just following rules. Let the equipment do the work. No problem, Kaguma. You can do it. You can do it. Oh. Long week, guys. It's been a very long week. What's everyone planning for the weekend except for just chilling out and maybe avoiding everything? I'm just chilling out. I'm going to avoid the internet this weekend. I don't care. Maybe have a few beers. So the idea, Mr. K, is you want it to have 92 degrees. If you're using a conventional kettle, don't let it boil all the way. As soon as you start to see steam, take it off the heat. That's what I would say. Because it's going to overboil to 100 degrees centigrade, which is too hot for coffee. Make a few more cans. Ooh. It's really funny how the Jewish New Year and the other lunar calendar doesn't make, because we use the lunar calendar, and our New Year is in like September. That's really funny. I don't understand why ours is so different to your guys. It makes no sense. Yeah, we're doing a transfer show on Monday evening on Tottenham Tantrum Gold, and we're basically just gonna say, "Oh, look at this nice signing." It's a shame it's not us, isn't it? But yeah, it's gonna be a terrible weekend, isn't it? It's gonna be really awful. I'm just gonna drink. I'm just gonna drink my way through it. Maybe eat a load of pizza. Anything but watch Tottenham. I'm just gonna hide. I'm just gonna hide in the cupboard. It'd be funny if I went in the cupboard and I found Alex Hilton, because he's probably just in the cupboard. He's probably in someone's cupboard listening to R2D2 music and talking about steak. He's got to be in someone's cupboard. Transfer of beans. There's no transfer of beans going anywhere. That would be a transfer. And our club is allergic to those. Apparently Brian Daigle might come here on Sunday though, so I might be forced into dealing with transfer news. Bloody Brian Daigle and Mr. Danny Kiriakou. Do. Just when you thought you got out, it brought you back in. Barista tutorial was really good, Nifa. It was really good. They had a lot of fun, hopefully. And hello, Laura. How are you? All good.
I'm waiting for Tom. He will come
Brilliant.
as well.
Are you waiting for a coffee? You're going to wait for Tom.
I want a coffee.
Christmas or Valentine's Day?
Christmas and filter.
Yep.
I just bought myself 2 sweaters in charity shops,
Oh.
and they are very like soft. This one is
Marks and Spencer's. Not bad.
yeah, but I like the fabric.
Yeah.
This one is like cashmere,
Yo.
which is so nice and soft. It was very cheap as well. So.
£9. Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's very soft. That's what matters. I can wear this one like a dress because it's so good.
Not bad.
I like that.
So yeah, Nifa, it went really, really well. Hopefully they had fun, but I enjoyed it. Yep, you're covering all the viewers, Mr. K. You're covering all of them. It's you, Nifa, and Gaguma. Favourite coffee drink? Cappuccino. Sorted. Yep. No. No one's my enemy. No one's my mortal enemy. We can all live in the same industry. Was it just you that went to that crazy shop, Selfridges, or was it Tom there? Because Tom was at Selfridges, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Looking at cool beers.
Yeah. Because he was like working nearby.
Yeah.
That's why. And he was,
I mean, it was cool.
yeah. And he was like in his old dirty worker clothes.
Yeah.
Selfridges.
That, I bet that was cool though. They were like, your shortage. You're turning up in work clothes.
Yeah.
I swear he's the only person that wears Carhartt that actually works.
We called recently because he wanted to buy some shoes from Carhartt.
Yeah.
And we called, like, we were at King's Cross, and we're like, okay, we're gonna go to the shop. And there was, like, no shoes, only, like, trainers,
Yeah.
like, no workwear at all. So he called another shop in, like, Leicester Square or something. And they were like, what do you mean, steel toe shoes?
Yeah.
What is that? And then they were like,
Still
"Oh,
toe caps.
you mean like American Carhartt? The British Carhartt is more like fashion sort of
Hipster dickheads.
workwear. We don't
It's
really
not right.
sell workwear. We sell like fashion sort of.
Yeah. It's not right. What's the point? So let's see who else. Mr. Dub. Hello, sir. Thank you for coming. It's funny, you've got a stream, we've got 6 people in there, and 4 of them are the same person just making noise. It's brilliant. I mean, there's more viewers. I didn't tell them to make those accounts. Great work. Did you go to school today?
I've been at school for a week now.
Woohoo!
I just went for the Burberry
Yeah.
interview.
Did it go well?
I was really anxious, but there was one woman from Burberry, like
Yeah.
representative. She was very nice.
Yeah.
The other people were just like poker faces all the time.
Yeah, that sounds like the fashion industry.
So it was nice. I got quite anxious, but it went well to the extent. I was like shooting myself all the way. Like I was sweating from eyes, ears,
Yeah.
like everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said to me I will receive the response by the end of this week. So I don't know if that's Friday today
Yeah.
or that's Sunday.
Who knows? You've got to believe in yourself.
It says still my application is in process, so and I should receive an email. But otherwise, I need to have full garments for Tuesday,
Oh, bloody hell.
and I have some ideas.
Do you have to do it in the Burberry style, or do you have
Oh
to...
no, that's for school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because everyone knows the Burberry style. Macintosh. That's it. Yeah, Macintosh, that's it.
But I did hate fashion school so far.
Yeah,
I
I don't blame you.
This is what I've done recently, which is not as bad, but there's a ton of work on
That's
this
cool.
stuff.
everyone's just talking to each other. That's lovely. Talk amongst yourselves. No, there's no crust with this technique, Mr. K. All of that's inside the V60 thing. Oh. Yeah, the students went well, Nifa. I thought I said that, but yeah, it went very well. Hopefully they enjoyed themselves. And hopefully they got something out of it, and hopefully they start believing in themselves. It's the most important thing. I can only do so much, but if they don't believe in themselves, there's always going to be a problem, isn't there? And you've got to get one of those kettles, Mr. K. Right. Yeah, you've got to have patience, Kaguma. Patience is a virtue. We're definitely winning the triple. Yeah. That sounds good, Aaron Dub. Those 3 coffees. Brilliant. No dry tea baggings, Kuva. What are you going to do when I run out of the Christmas coffee? That's a real problem. Oh God. Lost a customer. Might as well just give up. The Valentine's Day one is very good though. Yes, there's very similar. Depending on the higher the quality of coffee, the more tea-like it is. The less quality of coffee, the more bitter and astringent and a bit more difficult it is to work with. But with tea leaves and coffee, the more expensive usually, or the better quality, the more of those tea elements are very smooth, not so brilliant bad on the head. It's going to be smooth. It's going to have more of those lovely flavours. No, we're not looking for royalty-free music. Shut up, YouTube. Thank you for coming, Lazy Harry. Hopefully you learnt something about the French press. And be careful in the snow. Be careful in the snow. Spurs coffee predictions. They're rubbish, that's the prediction. Levy out. I actually did find, my friend Laurie doesn't like the Christmas coffee. There's something wrong with him.
Wow.
He said it was too spicy. But it's literally the point of the Christmas coffee. It's spicy.
Yeah.
Love that man, but something wrong with him. You like the Valentine's Day coffee though, which is all
Yeah, there
personal
is
taste.
something about it, like it tastes just like tea to me.
Mm.
And it's very sweet at the same time.
Mm.
It's my third coffee today.
Oh God. Where did you go?
I went to when I was at home,
Okay.
and then I went to Southwood Square, bought these, and then came
Yeah.
here. And I slept till 12 today,
Oh bloody hell.
which is...
You're going to be up till 4 in the morning?
No, I sleep for like 10, 11 hours.
Yeah.
All the time. I don't know what is going on, but if I sleep like 8, it's not enough.
Yeah. I can sleep 10, 11 hours.
It's not even I can, it's like I need to.
Yeah.
It's just for me.
I don't know if they're doing a stream tonight, Aaron. They might be. I probably won't be there. I need my sleep, I think, tonight. Tonight's going to be I'm exhausted. I really need a break. Especially after being on till 12:30 last night on Shawnee Boys channel. No problem, Anthony. Yeah, I should have been more prompt on the answer. It's just keeping up with the comments is it's difficult on this system, and also because yeah, I'm trying to process the question so I can give you the best answer possible. Speaking of which, yeah, if you want your future, get a Turkish coffee so you can read the future. You didn't try a Turkish coffee here, did you? We'll have to do that another day, otherwise you would be up till 3 in the morning. Turkish coffee with the Christmas coffee is insane.
Okay.
It's like it's like drinking cinnamon.
Why not try it? I mean, I need.
Do you want to be up till 4 in the
I
morning?
mean, I need to make those garments anyway.
Let's
so-
do it then. Might as well. My friend Anthony here says you've got a very hypnotic voice.
Okay.
Alright. Go Goomer, thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. That's really, really lovely of you. Thank you so much. You alright?
How are you?
Good.
Good. Can I grab 2 flat whites?
Of course.
One's for my dad.
Yeah. Taken away.
Yes, please,
Yeah.
yeah.
He said he didn't like my Christmas coffee. See,
Oh yeah, I know. I didn't want to say anything.
What's wrong with him?
I know, but he's quite like particular about it. It's just how he is.
you like the Valentine's Day coffee though?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
He said that. He said it was in yesterday, but it's his birthday today.
Yeah.
So-
So we're gonna be nice.
Yes, yeah. It's like, yeah.
Have you been good?
Yeah, just busy.
Yeah.
Happy it's the weekend.
It's amazing. Yeah.
I got a call from the nursery to say Talia's been sick everywhere.
Oh God.
You guys don't open over the weekend, do you?
I don't open on Shabbos,
Yeah.
and I don't open on. I might be here on Sunday because we're going to meet some friends, and they might want a coffee and buy some coffee, so I might come here.
Yeah.
But I won't be officially open
No, it's nice.
because it's only me, so
Yeah,
I'd want to kill myself
Yeah.
working that much. It's hard enough as it is, me being that lazy.
No, it's good to have part of the time. Chill. Otherwise there's no point. Those fish and chips are so good.
They're very good next door.
Oh,
They
they're
are.
so
They're
good.
very good.
Yeah.
There we go.
Where's one?
All done.
Thank you so much. Have a
Tha-
good weekend.
Yeah, have a good Shabbos.
You too.
I'll see you next week, hopefully.
Yes, we'll do. Shall I jump?
Yes, please. Hello, Dermo. Lovely to see you as always. Closer.
It's like the dress. It's so big. It's so nice.
There we go. A variety of different goods, but your order has been completed. I have to go
Woohoo!
back. Yes. Yeah, well, we ran out of cheese, so I don't know. Ah,
Look at this one.
that's good.
And you've arrived at the perfect moment because we're doing a Turkish coffee.
Yeah, I just looked at it. I was so surprised. What's bacon are we gonna use for it?
Christmas coffee.
Christmas coffee. Okay, oh of course, there's a spicy one that would fit
Yeah.
with the vibe.
So yes, Aaron, we are using the Ibrick.
Wow, that's long.
We're going to use
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Ibrick.
Sick. I also got some cappuccini because I felt like that's something that should go with coffee.
Oh, I didn't weigh it.
I also seen the most expensive basin I've ever seen.
What?
Do you remember that marble shop in Marylebone? The one that sells only marble. I've been there today. Like I spoke to people.
Look at him.
And
Yeah.
why?
Total hipster.
And you know what I've just discovered? I wanted to buy some work shoes, like the safety steel toe shoes. And we went to Carhartt by King's Cross, which is supposed to make workwear after all.
I told him
And I walked in and I'm like, why do you have shoes? And it showed me like one pair of sneakers, like a soft canvas rubber
Yeah.
sneakers, and they were like, this is all we have. So you're supposed to do like workwear. And we're like, oh, I see. Because we're not the American Carhartt. We're the
Yeah.
UK fashion take on workwear Carhartt.
I think it's a
I was
disgrace.
stunned. I was like, what? So why can I buy like original like workwear Carhartt? They were like online. There's no single store in the UK that sells it. So all of the Carhartt in the UK is just like sort of fake fashion kind of version.
You wanna
So
sit
yeah,
down?
I will. No. I'll have to go to the facility. Anyway, you remember the marble shop in Marylebone? So you remember the white basin kind of thing? Do you know how much it costs?
10 grand.
16.
Nice.
But it's amazing stuff. I was allowed to touch everything.
You wanna?
Yeah.
That's nice.
And I spoke with people, and one of the girls was actually an architect. She studied in Milan. It's like one of the most prestigious schools. And I asked her, do you still like it? She was like, because she like kind of background that she had a father that was architect, and there was all this pressure, and she said like, when it's private practice, it's nice. You can work in a large company or one of the really large like.
It's like a corporation.
Yeah. She would really times like stressed out. It is what it is, but like, at least it's fun. And the materials are like that. Check this one. No way. That's one of the most mature colors.
What's Chanel? It's called Camellia.
It's really big. You know it's not.
I'm not tall. Everyone thinks I'm tall. I'm not tall. I'm 5'11". I'm short.
You're slim. That's when you think you're tall.
Basically, yeah.
It's proportions.
Oh. Perfect.
Look at this. This is actually the texture of the tile. Not this one.
2.5 minutes. Wow.
It's like the diagonal kind of look. I wonder if I have. These are tiles. It's one tile. This is another tile. Yeah. I mean like. Yeah, I know, but it's just mind blowing when you see it like. it, yes. Like all the sculptures that you see are hand. I don't know about the tiles, but it's
Thank you, Carl.
it's actually not it's not it's like part of it is yeah, it's happened. There's a lot of this stuff. This one is not the most humiliating,
Look
so
at
it's
his
alright.
face, he's so unhappy.
It's usually when we do it very late. I'm just very tired. They're not actually. I mean, they sell their branded products, but what they mostly do is they feature artists. So a lot of the stuff is just from some particular artists. Yes. Yeah, it's a tough one to handle. It's really small. So, just gonna go to SLT room.
That's what a brick looks like, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you later, Mr. K. Thank you for joining on all your million accounts that you created. It's lovely to see you here. Even when you were trying to troll me.
There are actually people talking.
Of course there are. All my usual friends.
That's nice.
Yeah. Everyone's saying I'm tall. I'm not tall. No. I don't know why so many adverts today.
I can justify that then as a tall man.
That's brilliant. Carl was saying hello. Lovely. Everyone talking to each other. Oh, that's gorgeous.
Very nice, it's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so spicy.
Tell me you're gonna like it a lot. Mm-hmm.
Probably because of the mouthfeel.
Oh yeah.
It's my favorite.
Come on. Oh, you're running high now.
Yeah, Laura's not going to sleep tonight.
Or she's just gonna drop dead in 2 hours.
That's not very nice.
Nah, I mean not literally. I remember when I worked like in a coffee shop that had very little traffic, and I had to change the filter every 2 hours.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah, you get so high caffeine that you just like you crash and then you like.
Yeah, there is a point where you're like on the peak and you're just hyperactive and everything is exciting and beautiful, and then I just fall asleep while reading. So let's go for it.
There's more people talking.
Yeah, everyone's talking to each other.
Oh man, this smells good. This smells more like traditional coffee than anything that they ever had in your shop.
We're not traditional here, but that is. The mouth feels perfect, right?
It's sticky, just
Yeah.
as I like it.
Oh, yeah,
Delish. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dense. And
What's
yes,
your fortune say at the bottom of the cup? You're supposed to read your fortune now. That's what traditional Turkish coffee, you have to do it. You have to read your fortune.
This looks like our cat when she's sleeping. So,
I can see in the front of this. Look this way.
Okay, interesting.
you're changing your internet provider
To free.
to free. That's the future.
So that Thomas is doing like that joke since yesterday, like so
Since yesterday, since
like yesterday it was so bad because he was like sleepy, and when he's sleepy he's like
Punny.
joking
all the time.
All the
I'm tired
time.
of myself. I'm like laughing and not laughing at my own jokes anymore. Like stopping
That's
halfway
also-
through. This is perfect. It's like a meal, and the acidity is beautiful. Just on point.
Yeah.
It's not too bright. It's just to tone things down a little bit. But actually, Marsha explained to me last time quite well why do I actually like coffee just brewed like the
Yeah.
cupping way. I didn't think about it. You actually feel the coffee syllables on your
Yeah.
tongue as it's all floating.
I'm trying to figure out what my fortune is. Probably that it's a mess. It's a mess.
Or maybe it's unknown, basically. What else? Okay. What do you say about that?
Beautiful nothing.
Balance.
Balance. Mindfulness. I'm just gonna make it perfectly circular.
The epitome of good and evil.
I actually. You say York. No, you can play York. You can play York.
Hopefully, Gaguma, hopefully you would like my coffee.
Just be careful.
Hopefully you will. Oh, I mean, the problem with me sending an offer to Tottenham is they won't talk to me for 3 weeks until the last minute, and then they'll talk to me. So we will be streaming next Monday at 2:00 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. That is when we stream, 2:00 in the afternoon, every Monday to Friday. That's when we stream.
I actually had one sip too much because I
Yeah.
was trying to
Yeah,
get to the
silt.
wine, and I got some of
Yeah.
the tongue. It was pleasant.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing because
It's
usually
pleasant
in
because it's not bitter.
Yeah. I was like, wow, I'm actually sort of biting into the beans. So
Yeah.
It's a different level of being close to coffee.
Let's wrap up this stream because I've been going for 2 hours. So yeah, we are actually going to wrap up the stream now. So thank you all for joining the chat this afternoon. It's been lovely to see all you faces here. As always, lovely to see friends talking to each other and just enjoying the community and enjoying each other's company. I will be back next Monday at 2:00, and maybe you'll see me later. Probably not. I'm going to take the rest of the evening off. Maybe if I get roped into it, I'll be back. But I plan on taking this evening off. So, thank you to everyone for joining. Thank you for your donation, Gaguma. It means a lot. It really helps us out. And thank you for everyone for joining. From The Truth Sets You Free, Nicholas, Mr. K, Nifa, Mark Cousins, Gaguma, Kuva, Anthony, Lazy8, Alexander Hilton. There are too many names for me to remember. Carl Simpson, how can we forget Carl Simpson? All the people that came in the stream today. Thank you all for coming, and we will see you Monday afternoon. Maybe we might go live Sunday, probably not. But if I do see you, I will see you when I see you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.